Yo, good morning. So analysts, good job with the jobs numbers. You guys really crushed it out there. So anybody that complains when I bash analysts and economists and these people that estimate all of this stuff, my goodness, they were off by over 75%. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Let's do it. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's do this. So the jobs numbers came out at 8:30. They were bad. Economists were expecting 1 million jobs to be created, and here we have 266,000 jobs created in April. So sick. Let's see. Here we go. The U.S. economy brought back far fewer jobs than estimated in April. The unemployment rate did increase. It was 6% at the end of last month, end of March, and at the end of April, it went to 6.1. Estimated was 5.8. And here you see that we created 266,000 jobs when the estimate was 1 million. So, guys, I mean, I'm frankly not surprised. I thought that number was extremely high, 1 million jobs. I mean, we were seeing that the jobless claims and such were coming down, but I've been saying it for a long time. You need restaurants, you need hotels, you need airlines employing people again, you need cruise lines employing people again. You can't just say 1 million jobs are going to come back, but you don't open up two of the biggest employed states in the country, New York and California. It doesn't work that way. You literally can't just magically make things happen without actually opening up the country and opening up new businesses that are completely gone. So here we have, let's see what it says. What did I highlight here? I don't even remember. And recently, companies and business surveys have suggested the main economic concern is now around making sure businesses have enough workers to keep up with rising demand. There's a reason that I highlighted that, because I'm going to roll right into this next story, which is literally incredible, and I have a sick obsession with South Carolina lately. I was there for golf a little bit ago. I was there, and then yesterday they came out with some insane ruling. Paul and I were getting sushi together, and all of a sudden they said that they're bringing back the firing squad for a method of execution. I guess that's the South for you. Then I saw this story come out. South Carolina plans to stop some of its federally funded unemployment benefits to address the ongoing workforce shortages. This is according to the governor's office. Here we go. Leaving many out-of-work residents without any support at all. Guys, if there is an ongoing workforce shortage, go find a job. If you're not capable, you will be taken care of. If you're lazy, go find a job. The labor shortage is being created in part by the supplemental unemployment payments of the federal government providing claimants on top of their unemployment benefits. They're getting more to sit at home and do nothing. I have a friend who's a dentist. He literally cannot get people to come to work because they're getting paid more to sit at home on their ass and do nothing. Fully capable of going to work, but they won't do it because the government is giving too much money away, de-incentivizing people to go back to work. On one side, they're complaining that that we didn't create 1 million jobs. Why do you think we didn't create 1 million jobs? Because you're incentivizing to people sit home on their lazy ass and do nothing. And you're giving them money to go do it. They can go find things. They can go get their hair done and nails done and buy PlayStations and sit at home and play Halo all day or whatever the hell they do. What was intended to be short-term financial assistance, that was the goal of this. That's what they told us. Vulnerable and displaced during the height of the pandemic, highlight this, height of the pandemic, has turned into a dangerous federal entitlement, incentivizing and paying workers to stay at home rather than encouraging them to go back to the workplace. Well, what do you expect to happen? Starting on June 30th, jobless South Carolinians will lose the extra $300 weekly benefits. Good job, Governor. Keep it going. This is great. Now, let's get to this economist from some think tank. What's his name? Stettner. Andrew Stettner. He's a unemployment insurance expert and senior fellow at Century Foundation. Make no mistake about it, South Carolinians will now have no other means of support. Go get a job. There's your support, including jobless, small businesses, owners, gig workers, and the long-term unemployed. Okay, noted. South Carolinians will suffer, and they will have no one else to blame but their governor. Or you could just go back to work, and you could say, thank you, governor, because I have a job again. South Carolina unemployment rate was 5.2% in March, down from its 11.5% peak in April 2020. While Montana already did this. They were the first state to do this, take away the unemployment benefits. Montana's rate was 3.8%, down from 11.9% during the peak of the pandemic. So clearly, giving people jobs lowers the unemployment rate. Oh my God. I'm no math genius, and everybody on this channel knows that I'm no math genius, but even I can figure that out. The 100% federally unemployed benefit has boosted spending and contributed to a strong economic recovery. Sweet. So you give away money, and that's your recovery. Love it. It's short-sighted for the state. Oh, God. I cannot even read this anymore. It is short-sighted for the... What do you mean short-sighted? They've been giving away money for over 14 months. It's short-sighted for the state to sacrifice an economic stimulus based on an anecdotal labor shortages concern. Anecdotal labor shortages. Guys, this think tank guy, he's probably never had a job in the private sector, just like all these other ones. Especially given a limited evidence that of work disincentives from unemployment during the pandemic. This guy's a wacko. This guy's literally a wacko. Okay, so Montana. As a way to incentivize workers to return to work, Montana is offering a one-time, not ongoing, return to work payment of $1,200. And they're using the money from the American Rescue Plan Fund program, whatever. Let's give the money away. If it's a one-time thing, if this is what puts people back to work, I'm fine with it. Only those who complete 4 weeks of work will receive the payment. Incentives matter. Of course, incentives matter. Especially when people are just stuck at home doing nothing. It takes a little bit of a push to get back to work if you don't want to do it. So, good job, Governor of South Carolina. Good job, Governor of Montana. This is great. And if you want to create jobs again, this is what you do. You make people go back to work because they're not going to make themselves clearly. As is shown from the jobs number that came out this morning, where they were expecting 1 million, we had 266,000. And now people are going to complain, and instead of just taking away unemployment benefits, man, I'm out of breath. Okay. I did not expect to get that heated from reading that story. All right. Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn says, and this is great because I said hotels, restaurants, they need to come back. We have a great Holiday Inn off of one of the exits over in Akron. Very nice hotel. I mean, it's a Holiday Inn for what it is. And they basically went out of business. So it was a great location right by the highway. Anyways, Holiday Inn owner says that demand is coming back strongly. That's wonderful. And it's cleared from the forward booking. So they look at, I just learned this today, revenue per available room was down 50% in the first quarter and up 20.8% in March. So that's excellent. I'm very happy to see that people are going back to hotels, and that's what we need. It's good, and yeah, this is great. So that's that. All right, I'm gonna briefly talk about this. This is just a very interesting story. I want you guys to go and read about this. It is a great story. It's the Dutch Tulip boom that happened in the 1600s. So let's blow this up a touch. So back in the 1600s, there was a bubble that was created, and it was from these. Seth, I almost clipped that song and put it in and played it right before I was going to read that story, but I didn't do it. So these exotic tulips were all the rage back in the early 1600s, 1636 and 1637. So people were like delusional. They were just going and buying these things because everybody wanted them, and they could rebud themselves and this and that. And people were trading. I mean, this was back in the 1600s. 2 bundles of wheat, 4 bundles of rye, 4 oxen, 8 swine. I mean, these people were doing this for bundles of wheat and such. I mean, for tulips. It reminded me of what's happening today, and it likened it to SPACs and this and that. So I'm going to read this book. I ordered it. Charles Kindleberg, late MIT professor, wrote a popular book called Manias, Panics, and Crashes. And basically about wild speculation, etc. So this is pretty cool. Good article from the Wall Street Journal if you have access to it. I will post this in the Discord in the BidN'Ask Nation right after this, and you guys can read about it. But it's very cool, and it likens it to everything that's happening nowadays. And they did say, he said, leverage is a killer. So people were levering up back then, whether it was dollars or oxes. So that's that. And my rant is over for this morning. I want to get to you guys, and I want to talk about, well, let's check the interest rates first. What are we doing? I haven't checked. Okay, so you're still getting basically 0. 10 years actually coming down. All right, well, let's see. Okay, so I want to go through, before we get started, let's see here. Let me go here. Okay. All right. So on Fridays, I like to talk about the wins and losses from the BidN'Ask Nation. I went in there this morning at 7:30 and I just said, guys, send me some wins and losses from this week. I didn't really realize that you guys were doing all of this trading by yourself. This is literally incredible. And guys, smash the like button for me while I'm reading through these things, especially if you made money. I'm just going to run down. I'm going to say some of the patrons' ID names on their Discord. So Levi, he traded GDX. So people have been asking me about gold quite often. So he went in, he got GDX. Paul and I have a heavy investment in GDX, but we're going for a 1 to 5 year play on it. He went in for a trade. Gold did well the other day. GDX, he made 4.75% this week. So that's great. Lucian, this is a good one. So I always talk about, people always ask me, what did I do when I was day trading? I looked at more volatile stocks, and there was one 3-time levered ETF that I would always look at. Ticker symbol LABU and LABD. LABU is the normal one. LABD is the inverse because you can't short LABU. So instead of shorting LABU, you buy LABD. Whenever LABU drops, LABD goes up. He day traded that all week, plus $150 on LABU, plus $200 on LABD. Then he swung trade LUMN, another $200. So that's a pretty sweet week. Oh, let's see here. This is a good one. Clay, shorting pins, shorting Pinterest, plus 35%. Awesome. Let's see here. Trashy Panda, plus 3% on Altria. Canadian Expat, plus 5% on Rio. Marty, plus 6% on Amgen, plus 4% on Ford, both swing trades. Julian is active as can be. Plus 5% on here, plus 5% on eBay, plus 4% on GDX. I'm assuming he did the same trade as Levi. Here's a good one. Hudda Boy, plus 29% on RHE day trading. He did lose 2% on Ocugen, but that's that. Now, the one I really want to talk about, and I always talk about wins, this and that, and I said, guys, send me some losses. I want to see these losses. So there was a lot of people in the BidN'Ask Nation that went and traded DocuSign. Now, they did lose on this, and they're down 16%. They took 16% losses. So let's see why. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So we were coming up through the sweet spot nicely. And I usually don't do this much teaching on this class because I want to keep it for the patrons. But I want to teach and just show you guys the reason that my methods work. And you have to follow the rules, and they jumped the gun too early. Admittedly, they jumped the gun too early, but this is where learning experiences happen. You learn when you lose. And that's just the reality of it. So they had a trend going up, kind of sideways, but they added on this day right here. So it was a nice engulfing candlestick, right? Good engulfment in the sweet spot, fine. But they were running into this resistance point. Now, this is not that big of a concern in itself. The biggest concern, oh shoot, you're right. Yep. My bad. Charts. Okay, here we go. Good call. All right, let me start over. So we were coming up through the sweet spot nicely, just like this, and that was fine. Now, they added on the engulfing candlestick. So here was the engulfment right here. And that's fine for what it is in itself. Now, they were running into a little bit of resistance here. This in itself is not the biggest issue. This is at the time when we run over, we see, why can't the stock break out over this point? And even when it had this engulfment up here, it still couldn't get through this level. So let's go and look and see what we got going on. When you come over here, this is that engulfment candlestick, and you can see it was running right into the 100-day moving average, and that is that blue line, right? Problem. Still couldn't get through it. Still couldn't get through it. Still couldn't get through it. All of a sudden, there wasn't enough volume to push that thing through the 100-day moving average to push up like that, and you got burned. You burnt. So that is what happened. That is why they lost money on this. They recognize that they lost money on this, and yeah, it's really not that really not that big of a deal. Listen, guys, you're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose for reasons that are quote unquote dumb. You're gonna look back at these trades in 6 months and be like, what the hell was I thinking? I saw a 100-day moving average right there, and I went into it, and it just doesn't. Now I get it. So these are your learning experiences. I'm glad this happened. I'm not glad they lost money, but I'm glad that it happened, because that is when you're going to learn. You're just going to learn to be a little bit more detail-oriented, and it's going to be no problem. Everything's going to be fine, and that is that. So I'm happy about that. And now let's do some housekeeping real quick. Oh, you know what? I want to see. There was one more loss in here. I want to see. He day traded Ocugen. I want to see what day he did that on. Just so we can... Oh, I got GameStop up there. Ocugen. Docu is more of a wheel zone. I don't know what that means. All right. Yeah, I don't know what day he was trading Ocugen, but there was a reason he lost 2%. Good Lord, this thing's down almost 14% this morning. Guys, if you're looking at this Ocugen company from anything except for a trading perspective, don't do that. I mean, we pulled up the pipeline in one of the videos, and basically I should have just pulled up a blank sheet of paper and just showed you. They have two drugs in a research phase. That's nothing. I mean, the FDA might as well not even know about it at this point, in the grand scheme of things. Additionally, Ocugen is all about, aside from this COVID drug that is in India, Ocugen is all about eyes and macular degeneration and this and that. Eyes are extremely difficult to research, extremely expensive to research, and incredibly difficult to get through to the market. So for those of you that are thinking that Ocugen is the greatest thing since sliced bread because of this COVID thing, just go to the website, go to Google, type in Ocugen pipeline, and you will see that there is no pipeline. And if you're doing anything except for trading Ocugen, please don't. Alrighty. Ocugen is disruptive. Suck it, Beaker. Alrighty. I made $450 on a 20-minute day trade in PRPO. That's what's up. It's great. Are these wins coming from Patron team folks working together? Seth, a lot of these guys in the BidN'Ask Nation, so we have a day trading chat, and they go in there and they do day trades by themselves. I'm not involved with that. I teach them how to day trade, but day trading is really not my thing, and they work together and do these day trades together. Some of them are together, some of them are not. For example, everyone is out there trading LABU and LABD. Marty, he lost 5% on LABU day trade. I'm very happy that he lost 5% because that means he was using stops. When you have stops in place, you have minimal losses. And with something like this is my 15-minute. With something like LABU, it's extremely volatile. You can see every single day you're getting big moves, big moves, big moves. Yesterday, 2 big moves to the upside. With LABU, you get a lot of movement. I mean, right now it's up. It does this every morning. 3, 4, 5, 6% every morning. LABU it's not surprising to see LABU move 10% in a day. No big deal. So just make sure with LABU, like Marty was doing, you're using stops, and you will do very well for yourself. Some days you're going to lose, and it is what it is. Okay. Yep. Great suggestion from me. That's one of my favorite ones to day trade. I just absolutely love trading LABU. What else do we got here? My big win was $130 in 30 minutes on COCP. Yeah. We did. So yesterday we did a Meet Kevin reaction video, Paul, Seth, and myself. I didn't realize how much of a cheerleader and out of touch the guy was. I thought I literally have never watched him. I've never watched him. I've never watched the Mr. Beast. I've never watched the Logan Paul brothers. I've never watched Stock Mo. It's not until that, I think that's a great thing, because Paul's never watched them either. And when Seth brings these to us and we can just look at them with our jaws dropped on the floor. Paul and I were emailing back and forth with Gary last night, and we said, Gary, please watch this video and send it to us. So Gary's going to give us a little bit of reaction on the Meet Kevin video. The guy's just outrageous, just absolutely outrageous. So whatever. It is what it is. What do I think about steel? Commodities are a big thing, and yeah. Oh, spoil the trade the unemployed trader. Yeah, we might be the only people employing people, Seth, if we call this the employed trader. So yesterday, Seth and I decided to start a series called The Employed Trader. So I've talked about this, how I want to get 5 stocks. And basically, I'm just going to show you guys what I would do, and then I'm going to get into what the employed trader would be. So I'm going to pull up my long-term chart. That's not it. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to pull up my long-term chart, and let's type in, I'm just going to type in Apple, for example, and zoom out a little bit on Apple. So we'll go 1 year. So I would have you guys say, all right, guys, Apple, every single day I would come in here and update you on what Apple is doing. So let's see. Let's go back here. We would be short on Apple coming down. Stochastic is fine. Once it comes down in this area, we would reverse our position. We would do nothing. Right when we crossed into the sweet spot, we got our third day engulfing. I would say, guys, let's go in and buy Apple. I would tell you guys, go and buy Apple. I want you to go and buy Apple. And then we ride it. And when I tell you to exit, you exit. I'm literally holding your hand and telling you guys what to do with this employed investor. So yesterday, and the idea, it's perfect for those of you that have a job and have families and can't really sit down and go through sit at the computer all day. I literally want you to just be able to watch my video, not look at a chart, and say, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I don't need to do, and just move on. So yesterday, Seth and I recorded a 3-part series so far that is me teaching Seth and teaching you guys about about how to trade and the very basics of getting into this and showing you what I look for on this on these charts. And then the third part of the series was actually me putting Seth at the board, and Seth is the one that kind of taught me and explained to me why he would buy or sell things, and it was great. So the big part about this is going to be me being able to find 5 stocks. I'm working on it. It's not easy in this market, and that is that. So AU, let's look at AU. AU is gold. I do own AU. Well, technically it's in my dad's portfolio, so I don't own it. But what do we got with AU? So they gapped up this morning. So the nice thing is they gapped up over this 100-day moving average. And gold is going to go against the dollar. So let me put up, after this, I'm going to put up UUP, which is the US dollar. So we have a sweet spot reversal moving up through the sweet spot. We got a ton of volume coming in yesterday, which is good. Let's just see if we can get some engulfing. You're going to have to break this resistance point here, and here. So it's going to be tough to get up through this 200-day moving average and then through $26. But I do think it is doable. And let's pull up UUP. So remember this chart. Let's pull up the dollar. The dollar is down. That's why gold is up. As you can see, we drop down here. I'm assuming the market, it's going to probably open down here. So the dollar's down, gold is up, and that's that. Good question, whoever asked me that. All righty. Mo, new to the Patreon family here. Just wanted to know if we should be mining stocks like Barrick Gold. Oh, well, that's just what I showed you. So, all right. Guys, reminder. I should have probably plugged this like 25 minutes ago. Right after this show, 9:45, I am going to be doing a Patreon-only Q&A. I've had Nick and Cash put together all of your questions that you asked me in the Discord. I'm going to pull it up, and we're just going to go through, and I'm going to answer them for you. I'm not going to be teaching anything of my own. I'm just going to say, guys, ask me whatever questions you have, and let's get rid of all the confusion. So if you're not a patron right now and you're interested, jump into the BidN'Ask Nation, and you get it. And this is only for top tiers, so this $23 tier doesn't get this exclusive access. You will get it with joining this tier. Remember, with this, you get all this Everything Money software for free, access to me, 10% off EM merch when it comes out. More importantly, 15% off any Crossroads and business, vanities, lighting, our homes in Mexico, anything like that. And that's that. Also, Patreon only fireside chat, May 14th. I think that's next Friday. Yes, it's next Friday. So that's that. Go join the Mo's Muscles tier, ladies. Yeah, come on in. Yes, the session will be recorded, and that's that. How are we going to be able to get involved in the Employed Trader? You have to be in the BidN'Ask Nation, and I will do those updates every single day. What kind of stochastic are you using? That was a weekly stochastic that I was showing you. Meet Kevin makes his money from his courses. I think Meet Kevin makes his money from his 47% position in Tesla, to be honest with you. Seth, didn't he go from $650,000 to $20 million or something on Tesla? Okay, sorry. That was yes, missed the chart review. Oh, no problem. All right, what else do I have here? I don't think I have anything else. Alrighty, market opens in a little bit. I want to see what the futures are doing with all of this job stuff. Of course. Oh, the NASDAQ is up. I'm assuming the NASDAQ is up because we're seeing these yields starting to drop. And that was the reason for the chaos that happened, maybe 2 months ago. With these yields dropping, it's cheaper to borrow money. People see that tech companies borrow a lot of money and have a lot of debt. So when it's cheaper for them to borrow money, tech typically goes up. Let's see. CCL is a good, yeah. So whoever asked about CCL, where is that? $26 is still a good buy. Listen, I'm invested in CCL. I started buying back in April of last year. I have puts on CCL that run from $20 all the way down to $2.50. I'm going to be buying all the way down if that happens. I think CCL is still a great buy. To be honest, at this point, I think CCL is going to get to our price point of, I think, $50 to $60, or it's going to go bankrupt and it's going to go to zero. So that's what I think is going to happen with CCL. I think the likelihood of them going to zero is extremely low. When we looked at all of the cruise lines and we chose to buy CCL, they were in the best financial position to weather the storm. And I think they have done just that. And I also looked at it saying, if CCL goes away, being in the best financial decision, then cruise lines go away. Are cruise lines going to go away? Highly doubtful. So with that, I said, we're going to be okay. Oh, let's see what this Bristol Myers thing is I just noticed. FDA revokes an Opdivo approval. Oh boy. Okay, let's see here. So those of you that are you kidding? It doesn't work for their own website that they put up. Oh, okay. So if you're invested in Bristol Myers, look at this. An independent panel recommended that. Oh, it's an independent panel. Okay, an independent panel recommended that the FDA revoke Opdivo for a second option for liver cancer. Oh, okay. That title of that article sounded way more dramatic than it needed to be. Way more dramatic. This is why you need to read articles and not go after all this clickbait. They're even doing it on, let's see, Ryan. I'm sad. We need to look at Discovery again. So I have puts sold on Discovery. I think I started at $30 and I run it down $27.50 and $25. So that is that. Market is open. Let's see what's going on. Discovery. I like Discovery personally. So let's keep it going. CCL was the largest stock owned by Robinhood users last year when yeah, man, I don't care about that. Robinhood users are going to get destroyed one of these days. So, all right, guys. Market's kind of up. We'll see what happens. You guys enjoy your weekend. I will see you on Monday. If you're in the top 2 tiers of the Patreon at 9:45, I'm going to go live again and answer your questions. The what do you call it is next Friday, the Patreon fireside chat, and that's it. So you guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you on Monday, or I'll see you at 9:45. Join the BidN'Ask Nation. Peace.